Hey, it is a proven fact that it's going to take a little bit more time and work. So we started to burn in this area here, and we got a lot of, so it looks like this from the beginning, but now we are here. It's going to take a lot of work, more time, more effort, but we're still pushing through. So the goal is to clear out this area here, to brush the debris right here, and then we're going to push everything up to one pile. Then we're going to push it back, and we're going to connect this pile with that pile right there. So we got a lot of nightly intruders that would like to come in and attack the garbage. So I'm going to definitely have to burn everything every time I come in. And what I want to do is move this pile, burn this pile down and shift it down here so that we can clear this area to establish the homestead. It's going to take quite a bit of time because I'm noticing it takes a lot of time and the fire don't hit the same way that it used to hit. Used to could smell the gas, unleaded gas, but now you don't smell it as much. But a lot of this got dry out. It's been several weeks, maybe even a month, and we still got greenery. We gotta let that die out. So one of the things you definitely want to take into account is that nothing happens overnight. Nothing happens like quick. The wood itself still is green. And even though you may try to burn, it takes time and you got to sit there and let everything dry up. We got over 100-degree weather that's happening right now, but it's still taking time to dry. So please take into account that even though you want to move a lot of stuff, one option is that you can get, when you do debris removal, you can get containers and pay for that. For this area, look how much area we got. This is only like a half acre. No, it's 3/4 of an acre. So this much debris, when you got a wooded area, you're gonna have to burn. I never thought that it would take this much debris to clear the area. So this is what it looked like previous. You can see how thick it is. And another thing you want to pay attention, even though you think that it's pretty, the terrain is like challenging, but things like that can just compromise your exhaust, your brake lines, all that kind of stuff. So keep in mind that even though you might have everything cleared off, it could still, that dip right there, and then that hanging right there, could just pull something apart from your vehicle. All of this frayed material could pull something off. The question is it better for you to pay for clearing land and getting everything smoothed out? Nothing will be perfect. Rain will come. If you notice here, we got an incline coming down here. Even though it may be clean, a nice clear pathway, keep in mind that when the rain comes, it washes everything away. So just be prepared for whatever and understand that nothing is perfect. You're gonna have to pivot. You're gonna have to adjust to the adversities of life. And another thing with the debris, they piled it, they stacked it. But if everything is not compacted to the part where it can keep and maintain the fire, you're gonna have, like, look at this. That's dirt. That's gonna quench the fire. Can you control that? No. So keep in mind that you may pay for your debris to be stacked up and you think it's ready to be burnt, but you're gonna have to do certain sections. And with those certain sections, you're gonna have to move your debris. Like right now, I'm gonna have to cut all of this up and then shift it over to a pile. It takes a lot of time, a lot of energy. Now, if you pay for them to do it all, that's a lot of hours. I don't know the right answer for it, but look at this. That's a mound of dirt up under there. We can look at this right here. See that? That's a mound of dirt. Is it best to have them to sit out here hours upon hours, diesel fuel, time to let them burn, and you still dealing with the same thing. This is over 2 to 3 weeks and we still got green activity. There's no telling how much green activity we have within this tree. And if it's green, it may not burn. So as we look further, we see green. Now that's brown. You would think that'll burn, but the problem is, once you set a fire up in here, it clears the way and you see there's openness in this area. And it takes a lot of fuel, but you gotta let it dry out. And once again, you look at it, it's drying out, but in Florida, we have rain almost every afternoon. Look at the sky. Look at the sky. With the rain comes beauty, but at the same time, it makes it very challenging to burn because there's raindrops happening right now. And then although we want to burn, say if you burnt this section right here, if I burnt this section right here, where is it going? It's not going to feed into that area back there. It's just going to burn that and it's going to stall and it's going to evaporate. These trees right here, they look brown, but they're green. It will not produce a good fire. So I'm learning a lot. You got this idea that we can just pile it up, we can burn it. But what happens when this happens? And this frayed type environment drops its leaves and you're like, okay, the leaves will produce a fire. No, it doesn't work like that. If this is still green, because watch this. Look at that. If it was brown, I could just snap it and be done, but it's not. It looks brown, but it's really green. And if that's putting out the fire, then you got a challenge. So I'm learning it's going to take a lot of time for this to dry out. Meanwhile, we are still living in an RV and my queen Gigi is not happy right now. She's not happy with what we're doing to adjust the situation, but at the same time, she is still blessed and she understands that it's a process. But I wish I could make everything to be perfect, but I realize that some things are beyond your control. You have to adjust. And even though you got burned, like right here, I got burns, but because it's so green, it didn't burn through. And I'm gonna have to come back and either burn it, look at that area right there, burn, or I'm gonna have to cut it, bring it back to a stack, suppress this area, and then create a fire. What I'm learning, the fire burns from wherever you started. So if we started a fire right here, understand this area may not create a fire because there's so much space in there. Let's take a look at the space. See that space right there? If I start a fire on this leaf right here, this leaf right here, understand that it may burn right there, but it may not burn up here and up top. So the only way you can create a compact fire type situation is by putting a bunch of weight on here. And it looks small, it looks simple, but you got to drop several trees that's dry, not green, on top of that. So it takes time. And you can feed it as much gas as it want to. If the environment not right, the humidity not right, it's going to take some time. So be patient with your burn. Understand that you may try to burn early, but don't be so quick to try to burn early. Let everything settle, let everything die out. How long does it take for an oak tree to kind of rot and dry out? A long time. So you're going to have a lot of fuel to burn this material. This material here probably has been dried out since 5 or 6 years ago by the hurricane. But understand, unless it has fuel in here, it's going to take some time. It got to absorb the fuel. If you notice here, we had ashes here. If it was so dry, it would have took the fire. But because we don't have that, we got to work on trying to get everything dried out and get everything lubricated with some type of flammable material. And then we got to take it step by step. So what I'm learning right now is let it burn out all these branches, because at this time, this area right here looked like this. So let that burn out. Let's cut it, come in and cut, and stack it up on this section and then burn. There's no easy way, no fast way to achieve this. It takes time. The goal is within the next few months to have this section burnt and pushed to this section right here, because this section has a lot of various material that is not compacted like I need it, versus this has a lot of flammable material. Even though that has some flammable material, it's quite different. So y'all stay tuned and watch the progress, and we will keep pushing on. There's a lot of sand material in the root systems all over the place. It's gonna be a challenge to burn this pile, but we up for the challenge. Y'all be well, be blessed, and take care.